the Wright brothers, Martin Luther King Jr., and Charles Lindbergh, and a host of other people overcame enormous obstacles by just trying, just starting, just taking that step. Now, hi, Dr. Dan here, and I guide students to be smart about higher education and live a life that matters. The Wisdom for the Week video for today is 5 reasons people don't even try. The thing about trying is it's defined as making an attempt or effort to do something, and it could be any degree. So just beginning in many of the things that are kind of big to us is the hardest part, because there's a number of reasons that happens. So I wanted to start with a story about a guy named Eric McElvenny, and he was a Marine officer on a tour in Afghanistan, steps on an IED, and the tragic story, you've heard it 100 times, is he blows his right leg off, and he has to get amputated just above the knee, and now he's faced with this dilemma of coming back from this. What happens is a fellow officer of his asks him soon afterwards, after he knows he's survived, he asks him, he says, "When are you going to do your first triathlon?" And Eric kind of looks, and the challenge of the officer was intentional, because he knew Eric. Eric is this guy that needed challenges and needed refocused, and he needed something big to overcome and to kind of look at this situation and make the best of it. There's no going back. The leg's amputated, it's gone. He has to go and make the best out of this circumstance. So the details are too numerous to be thinking of what Eric could have possibly gone through in his mind. So let's just wrap it up and encapsulate it in 3 things. 3 steps might be, after this seemingly heartless officer challenges him, the first thought might be, not for me. He's just defeated, might say, not for me, I just can't do this. And then it would progress to, after he thinks a little bit about it, he might go, that's ridiculous. And I'm kind of mad at that guy. How dare he actually think that I could rise up to a challenge like that? Can't he see? I got my leg chopped off. I'm down here. I'm down and out. And then the third one might be, that's crazy. I got to do this. So that's what happened with Eric. And he saw that there was something inherently beneficial in him taking on a challenge that was seemingly way up there, that was just beyond his reach, or not just beyond his reach. He kind of thought, he was very athletic, so he was athletic enough, but we got the problem of this amputated leg and all these other obstacles to overcome. He does jump in and he takes that opportunity. So there's a book called by an author, and he's a researcher named Dan Ariely, and the name of the book is Predictably Irrational. And Predictably Irrational is numerous research experiments that shows how we just don't think rationally. We think we're thinking logically, and we're making these choices based on sound research and data, but we don't. We are irrational when we're doing that. So we have to look underneath some of the reasons that we're doing things, and that would have been the case for those times when we just don't want to try or even try. So there's deception, and the irrationality kind of hides the issue. So we got to look beneath that. So the 5 reasons that we have, that I came up with, and I'm sure there's a lot more reasons that could come up with. These are 5 that kind of rise to the surface for me. The one would be a misleading self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a fancy word for saying, I don't perceive I'm really capable of doing much and accomplishing much in a certain area. That doesn't mean I'm totally incompetent, but in certain areas I just kind of go, I'm not really good at that. I won't even try. And so Henry Ford made a quote that if you think you can or you can't, you're right. That means what I think comes to pass. I've known people that say, well, I'm too old to get a job here. I'm too heavy. I can't lose weight, this, that, all these kind of things. And so one of the instances for me was I didn't do great in undergrad, so I perceived that I was not capable of doing graduate school. Ends up, I try, I make the first step, I just apply, I go to the next steps, there were a whole bunch of steps in between there, and I end up excelling in graduate school. So I had to take the first step. That was key. The second reason people won't even try is fear of failure. If I fail, well, then I'm going to look bad, I might be embarrassed. I won't even try hard. Even if I'm doing something and I step in and I kind of try, I won't try hard, because even if it looks like I worked really hard to get this, that's embarrassing to me also. So I just have this fear of failure, so I won't even begin that process. Those are bad reasons. Failure is a part of every successful person. The third item would be safety, comfort. I kind of like it. I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at. I kind of like this comfort zone, and I really don't want to get out of this. But the problem is you'll never stay in that comfort zone. And the bad thing is you will never grow in that comfort zone. The question might be, why jump out of a perfectly functional airplane? Because the thrill of possibly overcoming my fear of heights, of doing something I never thought that I could do, the thrill and the excitement of accomplishing it eventually. So that's why we get out of that comfort zone. And yeah, you need some recovery and some comfort and safety, but you want to be growing too. You want to get out of that comfort zone. The fourth reason would be false assumptions. I have bad or unreliable information. Now, I heard something about this person, so I won't even try to meet up with them or connect with them because I heard something bad. I don't even know the facts. I don't know. I'm basing my opinion and my thoughts on unreliable information. So I want to have an assumption that I can't do anything. Eric could have assumed, got my leg chopped off, what can I do? So how long do we stay in that pity party? And how long is it before we get out of there and get over those false assumptions to take at least a step in the direction to blow those false assumptions apart? And the last one would be overwhelm. We've heard of analysis paralysis, making mountains out of molehills, no one cares, I'm not good enough. All those kind of things are overwhelm. So how do you eat that elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. That means taking a step and trying. So in the 70s, there was a commercial by Alka-Seltzer, and there's been songs sung by soul singers, polkas, country western, and even Barney, the purple dinosaurs, if you know who that is. They had these little sayings. They would go, try it, you'll like it. And so people, why don't people try? Why don't they even try? Well, despite those 5 reasons that we just went over, the Wright brothers, Martin Luther King Jr., and Charles Lindbergh, and a host of other people overcame enormous obstacles by just trying, just starting, just taking that step. Now, Yoda, from the Star Wars fame, he has a statement, do or do not. There is no try. Well, you know what? I'm going to go against the force here and actually make the statement that I think you should try. And I'll go out on a limb there and go against the force and say, do try new things. And who knows how many Eric McElvennys there are out there that can make a difference if they just take that first step and try. If you like this, you think it'll help somebody, share this, put it on, share it on your Facebook page, like my Facebook page, follow me, sign up for my YouTube channel, do all those things that that can spread this around and get the word to other people. I'm going to write a LinkedIn article on this also. So there's numerous ways that you can connect with me and get more of these things to get these on a weekly basis. And please do put your comments below and let me know how you made a small step, a try. You just started trying and it made a huge difference for you if that was the case. And what are your struggles? What are the things that you just need to take that small step to try? So this is Dr. Dan. Know where you're going in life. Become the person you were destined to be and make a difference in the world. Likewise, parents have to adjust constantly in helping their young adults navigate college. And before, during, and after college, all those times are critical times that the parents should be helping the young adults write their story.